Alexandrina Sebastian, or better known as simply Rina to like everyone, is an electric support, one of the standard banner characters, and after her potential unlocks now actually pretty good. And by pretty good I mean on par with or possibly even better than zzzero Ostra. Welcome, I'm Rivyn Elowen, but you may call me Rivy, and this is your complete updated guide to RINA. After her buffs, RINA now excels at providing large amounts of pen ratio, a flat attack and defense buff, and damage bonuses to the team, well, the latter primarily because she now actually has a way to maintain Weeping Cradle. RINA doesn't have many buffs despite them being very good, so we can just simply summarize them in a few sentences. First, using either of her EX, Chain or Ultimate will have RINA enter a state for 13 seconds, during which her 2 bang boosts will attack enemies once every 2.5 seconds, gaining 1 stack of fright each. At 6 stacks, they will then use an enhanced attack instead. This is primarily relevant for Weeping Cradle, as RINA can now maintain its buff uptime pretty well. Second, and most importantly, through her awakenings, she now gains an additional 1.6% ban ratio, which is basically only so that she can hit a flat 72% to max out her buffs. Additionally, RINA will then provide up to 576 attack and 468 defense to the team. That are also, well, already all of her buffs, so let's continue with the kit overview. RINA doesn't come by herself, but she brings 2 Bangbu ghosts along with her, better known as Drusilla and Anastella. They are integral to her kit, as all of her abilities and buffs revolve around them. RINA then features 2 basic attacks, a 4-part basic attack string that we will never use, and a health basic attack that will recall her Bangbus, but because she does that we lose all of the buffs that she may provide, and hence we do not want to use it basically ever. This is especially important if you were to do that during her ultimate, as it will cancel her ultimate early, and well, we just do not want to do that. After using either of her EX, Chain or Ultimate, RINA will enter a state for 13 seconds. This state, and how much time we have left on it, is indicated right below her HP bar as per usual. While in the state, Drusilla and Anastella will attack enemies once every 2.5 seconds, and when they do, they gain 1 stack of fright. At 6 stacks, they will then use an enhanced attack instead, which will consume all stacks. Ideally, we would like to switch her in once every approximately 13-ish seconds to maintain the attacks from Drusilla and Anastella, which is primarily important to maintain her signature weapon, Weeping Cradle, but that is mathematically quite literally impossible, so we will lose some uptime on Weeping Cradle if we run it. However, most agents prefer their stun windows anyway, and it is well possible to maintain Cradle throughout those. RINA's dodge, dodge counter and dash attack don't matter, as we will never use them, so we skip them. Her quick assist does what it is supposed to do, and we are also unlikely to use this often, so let's talk about her evasive assist instead. It is an evasive assist, and in nowadays day and age, with every boss wanting 10 parries every second, not really something we can or actually also want to use. Maybe that will change in the future though, who knows. Her assist follow-up is quite long and mediocre as well, despite being sped up. Frankly, in an ideal world, we would much rather not use any of her assists. Her special exists, and technically it has some niche use to maintain Drusilla and Anastella on the field, and her EX costs 60 energy, which will then also trigger a quick assist and activate or refresh her state. Both her Chain and Ultimate will trigger a quick assist as well, and also activate or refresh her state's duration. During this skill, Drusilla and Anastella are unable to attack, and while we could recall them in theory using her health basic attack, as shown before, this will end her Ultimate or Chain early, so we do not want to do that. Lastly, as for her ultimate, just as all old supports did back in the day, upon use it will recover 10 energy for the other 2 squad members, with an additional 20 for the next character swapping in. Rina's core provides up to 30% pen ratio to the team, depending on her own pen ratio, capping out at 72%. Means we want 72% pen ratio on her. However, without her awakenings, the maximum pen ratio we can reach is 70.4% however. Her additional ability requires an electric or Victoria housekeeping agent, and if that condition is fulfilled, a shock lasts for 3 seconds longer, which mainly matters for disorder damage and possibly maintaining thunder metal in some niche scenarios, and while enemies are shocked, the entire team also gains a 10% electric damage bonus. Lastly, her core talents provide her with a 14.4% pen ratio. Because Rina's damage and days do not matter much, we can keep all of her skills at a relatively low level if you are short on resources. Well, with the exception of her core skill that is. If you want to optimize, however, focus first and foremost on her core, then her EX and basics, followed by her chain, and lastly assist and dodge. Rina's entire game plan consists of swapping her in when the bar runs out and casting either her EX or ultimate, then switching out again. Means there are no notable combos and hence we skip that section. Rina's Awakenings 226 grant her the mysterious and rather funny reading 1.6% additional pen ratio, and also allows her to grant up to 576 attack and a 468 defense to the team. Means this is very good and you should definitely unlock all of them if you plan on playing Rina. Her best in slot is her signature Weeping Cradle, granting her everything she wants. The necessary pen ratio, but also energy regeneration and a permanent damage bonus to the team. Well, near permanent at least. If you don't have a signature, however, Kaboom the Cannon is as per usual the next best alternative and not too far away from her signature, that is. We are looking at a 4-piece Moonlight Lullaby and a 2-piece Puffer Electro to maximize her buffs. Yeah, that's it. Nothing more to it. Both pen ratio in slot 5 and energy regeneration in slot 6 are mandatory and non-negotiable to max out her buffs in the case of the first, and to maintain them as well as we can in case of the second. But because her own damage really doesn't matter much, either of crit rate, attack percent or anomaly proficiency in slot 4 are just fine. Adjust to whatever you are in need of depending on your team. For her substats, they really do not matter much either. Crit rate, crit damage, attack percent or anomaly proficiency are all just fine, with AP losing value outside of anomaly teams. Rina's M1 increases Drusilla's and Anastella's field time by 5 seconds. The text here is just simply wrong, it is 5 and not 5.5, how you please fix, thank you. And Rina will now provide an additional 9% more pen ratio. It is a good Mindscape to have on her. Her M2, M3 and M5 don't matter, and her M4 is now not all too bad, as it makes maintaining her state a little bit easier. Lastly, her M6 grants a 15% electric damage bonus to the team when using her EX, chain or ultimate, but the duration is rather short at 8 seconds, and hence we cannot expect a full uptime on this, like at all. It is also only electric damage and hence only relevant to a very few teams, which is a great segue. Fits into virtually every attacker team, as her additional ability does not matter all too much. For the third slot, most stunners will do just fine, with Dylan and Norma as per usual having an edge above others. A special shout out also goes to Harumasa, who she should be very good for, and for so he is rerunning, I cannot believe. Anyway, who she should be very good for, primarily due to his rather insane stat saturation, making pen ratio a pretty good choice and valuable stat for him. However, I am not an Harumasa main and also honestly rather bad with him, so take this with a grain of salt and wait for a good Harumasa player to either confirm or deny this. We can also assume Lina being pretty good for Secret, at least given the livestream. Norma and Dylan should be great choices as per usual, but given Secret is an ice attacker, Lycaon should be fine as well. Lastly, while not being the best choice, Rina should also just do fine in a Yanagi team with Nangong, but there are better team options available for Yanagi. Well, Rina is effectively free, given the by now 2 selectors, and that we are also likely to lose the 50-50 to her somewhere. She is also relatively easy to build, her skill investment is probably one of the cheapest in the entire game, and she is rather easy to play as well. It can sometimes be a bit annoying to not drop her state, however, depending on the team and the matchup. Her buffs are great, making her a side grade to Astra, and she fits into many teams as well. Her M1 is good, but her other Mindscapes do not really matter much. Lastly, she still has that little evasive assist, which I really wish she hadn't. And with that, we are at the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment on your thoughts on Rina and her new buffs, and join the Discord. A special thanks goes to my YouTube and Patreon members who make this content possible. If you wish to support me, you will find a link to my Patreon in the description, or click simply the join button right below this video. And as always, I appreciate all of you and wish you a great day. Peace!